Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All right, I think it's working now. Oh, it doesn't go back far enough. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Hello! Welcome this afternoon, a Sunday afternoon here in sunny California, and this is Kanittha's Vegan Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing the last part of what we did last time, the empanadas that we started the other day. That was on a Friday. Now we missed yesterday because we were out and about. We were enjoying nature and enjoying the hike. Maybe you can look at the broadcast on another channel where we describe our views and our escapades there utilizing our rig. Now, what does vegan mean? Well, vegan can mean several different things. Now, are you a vegan? Are you interested in veganism? Well, are you just a flexitarian or just wanting to be healthy? That might be your option. So this is a video for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are always going to have to be vegan. You're going to try the best you can. Now, sometimes even vegans have some limitations. They might have skin problems like I had when I had a vegan diet. And you have to find the right tools to be able to move forward. And hopefully this video can provide you some of these ideas. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to show you the second part of our video we started the other day. Now, we're going to see if we can utilize different screens here. We've got still the finickiness of this, and we'll see how that, if that's a word, finickiness of it is. And I'll be trying to look once in a while on the stream for your comments. All right. So what are we doing? Let's go ahead and we're going to look on the screen here, and we're going to see if we can look at a secondary camera. Now this is old-fashioned style, and the whole thing is what we call moving right now, and hopefully we can manage that here in a minute. So let me go ahead and see if I can on the screen show you what we're doing on this. All right, so sorry for the choppiness, and we might even have to move this because of its jiggle setting. We'll say jiggle setting, and it looks like it's frozen already, so we might have to use another screen for that. We'll have to see. All right. It was working fine, but now it's not, but that's okay. We will just move on. All right, so on the screen you can see oh, there it is. It's like a little bit of a delay. And we're going to go ahead and utilize both screens for this because that one there is a little bit choppy and I guess delayed. So let's go ahead and look down on this. All right, so this is what we see here. This is the empanada style. We utilized a plant-based protocol to the Plant Paradox program that Dr. Gundry uses, and he has this one on there on the Nutty Juicy Shroom burger, and we're using it empanada style. So that's what we're doing now, empanada style. All right, so this is it right here, and you can see how beautiful they look right now, and they are just, look at that, that is wonderful looking. And we'll be topping that here with a sheen on the top. Some people like to use just some, what we use?
Just egg.
Oh, some just egg we could put on top of there, or we can put some egg yolk on the top. Now, some people have allergies to egg. Let's talk about that. Some people have allergies to sesame. I have allergies to both. It's not really an allergy, it's just a food sensitivity. We know that you have a delayed reaction. There's delayed hypersensitivity to your skin, and you can see that that sometimes is a problem at times. So right here, we're going to go ahead and look and see what else that we have. All right, so here's the day. So you might have to go to program number 1 for that. Now, it's a little bit darker now, but it had some fresh beets. It had some dehydrated, activated walnuts, mushrooms, and it has some red pepper, and then it has the spice on the way. It's heading towards the oven. Actually, it's going to be just right there. I should just reactivate the oven, and we'll have that here shortly. So let me do that now. So why do we choose a plant-based diet? All right, so those who are flexitarian, we'll just say a predominantly plant-based diet, right? Predominantly plant-based diet. Well, we'll find out that there is some benefits for that. Now, there are some things that you have to use some supplementation for if you are vegan, for the most part. You can go without, and you can just really take a whole day like we do for food preparation, and you know, sometimes we can manage without certain supplements. Now, you're probably getting dizzy here on the screen, but I'm just moving around here in the kitchen as I empty the oven. I'm just getting this ready. What's the temperature now?
350.
350. So I'm going to get that revved up here in a minute. 350. We'll have either way. I can do egg yolk, or just egg is going to be better. All right, up to you. All right, so I'm going to just finish this up here. Now let's talk about the flour for a minute. What kind of flour do we have? Well, the flour that we have is the paleo flour. Now, what is in the paleo flour? Well, that's a very expensive flour. If you go on the shelf and see the paleo flour, it's very expensive. So I'm going to show you that here in a minute, and which one that is. And you could go ahead and get something that's similar to that. Doesn't have to be the exact kind. And oh, and then also the gluten-free all-purpose flour. All right. So we've got one that is the gluten-free version of one-on-one baking flour, and you can see here the ingredients there. Now, what we do is we take these ingredients and make a second half of it with these ingredients. So you can use the rice flour, we can use the sorghum flour, we could use the tapioca, which we didn't on this round, and we can use the xanthan gum. Now, xanthan gum, this version here is what we call the gluten-free version. So we have the gluten-free version, and we have the grain-free version for those who have difficulties and are trying to follow the autoimmune plant-based protocol. All right, so we don't use any grains with that. So the no grain one would be the paleo one. We haven't mixed that yet, and we'll probably do that here in a minute. So this one is the paleo one. So the paleo baking grain-free flour. And what's in this? Well, we have the almond flour. Did you find the almond flour? It's right there. Yeah. The almond flour, the arrowroot starch, the coconut flour, and the tapioca flour. So we have that here. You can see here's the tapioca flour right here. This one here is the arrowroot starch flour. That's the emulsifier. This one here is the organic coconut flour, and then they have the blanched almond flour, and this one here is frozen. So we keep that frozen because we don't use that much. All right, so the other one that we did mention also, there's another one here that is the all-purpose flour here, and then there's an organic one. Now this one, the ingredients here, non-GMO, is the garbanzo bean flour. We don't put it in our mix, or potato starch. We don't mix that either. Tapioca flour, we don't do it in this one, but whole grain sorghum flour. I do have the sorghum flour, and the fava bean flour. Now we don't have the fava bean either, as some people have problems with the fava bean. So you can see here we have the sorghum flour, and this is actually sprouted. That's if we're going to do the grain-free, we have to do the sprouted if we can. Sprouted millet flour, and then let's go ahead and where's that? This is the xanthan gum. Nothing special with that one, other than it probably has some corn in it. So we have to. We don't really want that one that much in our other one, but it is gluten-free. And then this is the other organic all-purpose gluten flour. Now this one here, you can see the ingredients here. I think it says here organic rice flour, brown rice flour, tapioca flour, millet flour, and the xanthan gum. So now it looks like the common theme of that is the tapioca. All right, so we do have the tapioca for those. All right, so that is the gluten-free. So I think which one we're doing right now. This one here I think is the grain-free,
That's right.
and another one is the gluten-free. Now there's a what we call a knack to it. So the problem is that when you mix and we'll probably do that in here in a minute. When you mix the flour, it is based on the consistency to be put in the tortilla maker. It has to be dry, or it has to be able to fold and bend. So you can see what she's doing right there, and she's trying to utilize some pressure. Now that's the problem with grain-free and gluten-free flours. If you don't get it just right, it's not like the regular gluten, because gluten is the thing that helps to hold it together. So that's the problem there. Now the problem between the just egg and the egg yolk is that it just doesn't have that sheen, that color, that I would say that Maillard reaction that people like when they bake it. And I just use the just egg sometimes, but we can also utilize the egg yolk for those people who are wanting to try that if they don't have any problems with egg yolk. Now, usually you can find out if you do have allergies to egg. It might be the egg yolk, it might be the egg white, or it could be both. All right, so you don't know which one it is. So that's how you test on yourself to see which one is the more reactive. Now, in some studies, the more reactive is the egg whites, the albumin, the proteins that are found in the egg whites. So the egg yolk seems to be better for the allergies or rashes. Okay, so I think we're still doing okay with that. Now, every time she presses it, that video might be moving just a little bit. Doesn't matter because it is a very slower quality. So that's just what we're using right now. Now, while you do that, watch her continue on. I'm going to go over to the screen and just going to check over here on the sound. Okay, let me just check the sound. I'm going to go over to the screen. All right, so the sound is doing good. All right, so we are lucking out. It took me a while to get the sound going, but now the sound is just fine. It's good to always have a check. All right, now let's go ahead and. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to head to the refrigerator, and we have two items here. We have the just egg, which is, we will just say egg substitute, and we have also these other eggs. Now, what's good about choosing organic. There's organic, pasture raised, and it says here, let's see, there's another way. Yeah, here. Yeah, so this is pasture raised, organic, and this is also, let's see what it says here. And this is a good brand for people. I don't want to say the brand exactly, but this is the one that we like to use if one of the family members are vegetarian. Okay, now vegetarian, the definition of vegetarian for lacto-ovo, or in our case, ovo vegetarian, or you can have egg because it's not an animal a product. I mean, it is an animal product, but it's not the meat. All right. So we're utilizing that, and we'll maybe use half and half or something like that if we wanted to, or we'll just maybe keep with one today. I don't know. Do you want to use this one today too? No. Okay. No. All right. The chef says no, and that's fine. Now this is not Thai food, but we have someone from Thailand baking it. Baking and making it. Now, while we're doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and look at some other things. Now, in this right now, we have in the pot the pressure cooker pot. We have in here. We rinsed, soaked, sprouted, and now we are slow cooking our yellow split peas. All right, so that's yellow split peas. Now I can't close it now. I should. There, hold on. All right, there we go. No injury done. Now I'm also using, that's the slow cook mode right now on that. Now in this other crock pot, we have going on here. So that's what's nice